Hello everybody, OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Squirrel reporting back, and here I am out at the shop. We've got a piece of Bob Carver's gear here from back in the day. I'm guessing early 80s, it appears as such. And you know, sometimes you sit there and wonder, like, how did all these crazy things get invented in hi-fi, all these wild theatrical almost type things that are so not just, you know, regular audio terms, you know, or whatever. And this is something I suggest that perhaps in the 80s things were a little boring, you know, in the beginning of the 80s. They'd just been selling things with tone control, like, you know, bass and treble and whatever, and they wanted to spice it up a little bit. They started doing maybe quadraphonic, you know, like they did with the 8 tracks or whatever. They wanted to spice it up and do some different things, you know. Maybe it was getting a little boring, so they were trying to do multi-channel crap or whatever it was. Play with delays and things like that, you know. Stuff that right now we'd, you know, balk at and just think, well, whatever. But this is, I love it because it's like, this is a glimpse into the early 80s and what things were like. And it can kind of give us an idea maybe of what what the market was like, what the lay of the land, with the things that they were talking about, the things they were advertising, because this is just a crazy. I'm trying to figure out half of what it is and what it does. Maybe we can get a hold of Bob Carver and he can chime in on what this piece was made for and why they made it. In fact, I'll contact him and I'll let him know about the vid, and let's see if he'll lay a little knowledge on us about what this whole deal was for and what it was about, because I'm perplexed. It's kind of cool, but it's funny because you look at some of the things. Okay, so look. Okay, it's a preamp, right? And it's not, I don't know, would they call it DS? It's not DSP because it's not digital, but it's before. This is pre-DSP, kind of maybe a foreshadow that that's what the people wanted, you know, and so they were attempting it in an analog world. But okay, so it's called a control console, high fidelity control console. It does sonic holography, and it also does autocorrelation, whatever the hell that is. It's very interesting. So we look down and we start to look at the controls, and we see something called a sonic hologram generator. Bobby, please tell us, what is that? Peak unlimiter, autocorrelator. I want to know what that is too. And then it's got a delay. It's got a 50 and a 35 time delay next to the power. Okay, which would indicate we probably have some other speakers. We've got a low frequency calibration right here. Okay, and then we've got these controls. Time delay, echo density, correlation threshold, theoretical, wait, okay, first let's try it. Time delay output level, peak unlimit. And then we've got something up here called the holographic injection ratio. That almost sounds like porno. Normal, and we've got theoretical. Whoo! Look at that. We can press the button and get the theoretical holographic injection ratio. I mean, I'm confused, but it's cool. You know, I'm under the ether. It's like, yeah, more. Okay, what do we got here? We've got automatic threshold, correlation, infrasonic correlation, automatic threshold. I don't know. Okay, infrasonic filter. We've got the external processor. We've got the dub to make dub 2 to 1 and 1 to 2. Oh boy, we need an explanation. We got a monitor. We got tape monitors. Okay, so those are for tape monitoring. Something about the dubs, how they're working with the dubs and the monitors. Okay, and then we've got right treble, right bass, left treble, speakers off, output negative 15 dB, mono stereo. Got some trim, negative 3 dB trim below 800 hertz to trim out the bass a little bit. So a little filter section. We've got some loudness. And what is this? Tone, push on, 8 to 2K maybe, 40 hertz. Loudness is maybe a 40 hertz boost or something like that. So this thing is perplexing, but you gotta love the holographic injection ratio. Doesn't that sound important? It sure does, man. It sounds naughty. But anyways, and then all this stuff. So let's see. So we look around on back. We've got some of the modules out, and we're checking them out just to see what do they look like. Here's a date of 1980, November 7th, 1980. Maybe Bob knows who 2G is. Tuje. Maybe Bobby knows some of these these nomenclatures here and signatures of people that used to work for him. TUJG DCAC 81. So it looks like they've been through. People been through here. That does not look like there's rework. It looks like it's pretty much stock and not reworked or anything. This must be some sort of filter. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know how to tell. And we go back here, and we go into the back of the chassis, and let's see. So we've got a barrier strip here, time delay speakers. So yeah, so we add some speakers, and they've got a left, a center, and a right. So that's a trip. It's almost pre-home theater stuff. I wonder if that was what this was. Output time delay on the low level. I mean, time delay, that's such a trip, like, I would be lost. Okay, holographic listening angle. Wide or normal? Like, do we want a normal injection or do we want a wide injection? I don't know. And phono 1 loading, 180 picofarad. So that's a capacitance. We load it with the capacitor somehow. A variable cap of some sort, or it switches to a different circuit that has a different cap on there. And then we've got our normal inputs, our analog inputs, external processor. So I wonder what they're talking about here. Like, what kind of processors existed in 1980? Tape, aux, tuner, phono. Okay. See, it doesn't even say CD on it. So this is like before CD. That's a trip. Let's see. See if we get... The purchase of the Carver gives us an implied license. Oh, gives an implied license. Only to use the apparatus to play sound recordings, but not to make sound recordings. So you can't use this in a studio, or you'll be in big trouble. You can just use it to listen to playback. Covered by U.S. patents. Okay, so it's got patents. We could look up those patents and see what they are, and then we'll have a little leg up. Okay, I'm gonna come up close so you guys can look it up because I'm not gonna have time. But U.S. patents 3,989,897 and 4,218,585. Run those numbers. Just go onto the USPTO, office and run those numbers, and it'll bring back a patent. And then if anybody wants to enlighten us on what the patent was for, maybe it's the the music injection. I want to say beef injection. It's kind of gross, but it's not beef injection. It is, let's see, it is holographic injection. Ratio. It's a ratio. That means it's mixed with something else. Normal and theoretical. We're reaching the theoretical limit, doctor. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. And you just start pressing buttons here, you never know what's going to happen. Something crazy. You're going to get a sonic holography bath. So anyways, yes, I invite you, Bob Carver. Please come tell us the story behind this piece, because this has got to have a great story, and I know you're the man to tell it, and I know you're still around. I see your amplifiers and your stuff and your hat and everything. Quite a spiffy dresser. So come on, man.